At the onset of the pandemic, I remember that we were all terrified. And when we were reading accounts of community members being profiled and verbally harassed and being blamed for COVID and receiving our first hate mail, essentially telling us that we were responsible for this terrible virus, it was then and there that I knew we had to do something.
When one person shares their experience with racism, it can be treated as an isolated incident. But when 100 people or 1,000 people or 10,000 people share their experiences, it becomes impossible to ignore.
For us, the Atlanta spa shootings was a turning point. People were taking the streets protesting. Our social media feeds and email boxes were flooded with business leaders, everyday people, elected officials, all asking the same question. What can we do to help?
With that growing base of support, we were able to build our data collection and research capabilities and start putting time and resources into topics like the rise of political scapegoating and the impact of anti-Asian racism on women, elders, and other communities.
Our incident data was critical in passing the API equity budget in California, which committed $165 million to addressing racial injustice against Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, and other communities of color.
We got a growing platform, and we're moving the narrative and policy needle toward community-driven healing and justice. We're providing direct relief for victims and survivors of violence, and we're mobilizing against racist, xenophobic legislation in states like Florida and Texas.
Today, we have a team of 35 dedicated staff and hundreds of thousands of supporters who are committed to racial justice and a multiracial democracy.
To all of the people who took to the streets, to all of the students who organized bake sales and charity events that supported our movement, to all of the government officials who advocated for AAPI communities, and to all of the individuals who share their personal experiences with anti-Asian hate, we thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us in the fight against racism and for believing that change is possible. And for us, it's only just beginning.